All right, everybody, we are here at the 2015 ANRPC-HAC Qualifier at Covenant Tulsa. I'm Zach.
And I'm Steven.
And we are going on a 40-minute ride through a wild series of Netrunner games between the top two finishers at our qualifier. Bradley Mcpherson on the left, Chris O'Neal on the right.
And the largest number of letters ever in a tournament series.
Absolutely.
ANRPC-HAC.
Qualifier.
Learn your alphabet. Kids watching.
Absolutely.
It's important.
And for those at home that don't know, the ANRPC is the Android Netrunner Pro Circuit, fan-driven tournament series that is having tournaments go on across the nation. The HAC is our division, and this is the qualifier in Tulsa, Oklahoma, just before the release of Data and Destiny, which is not out yet at this tournament. We do have Pack 6 from the last cycle.
So close. It was so close. We do have Harpsichord Studios, though, on the left. That's a new NBN agenda, depending on when you're watching this. Right now, it's quite new.
As long as it's 2015 in September, it's new.
And it basically says, actually beyond basically, it directly says that you can only score one agenda per turn. So the runner can only steal one agenda per turn.
Oh, really?
Which is really interesting, right? So, like, you go on those deep medium digs, and there's Bradley is like, well, there's your one.
You've seen Beal, but now you can't get my Astros, baby.
And see, what usually happens is, like, a lot of times you'll open up and you'll put like an Astro Beal Astro down, right? And it's like,
It actually makes a 2 or 3 agenda opening not that bad.
Yeah, it's pretty okay. Now that is actually real bad. That's not at all what Bradley wants, and I don't really know why that happened, to be honest with you.
The Beal and the trashing of Jackson there?
Yeah. So we put the Beal down and you put the Jackson down. That doesn't really, I mean, I guess it protects your R&D in your hand, unless he was like super flooded. Maybe he's got a couple of, but if that's the case, he puts them down on the board. So I don't know, but I haven't played Harpsichord a lot, so it creates some scenarios that I'm just not used to seeing. Of course, Chris playing the inevitable noise, running cash there. And
inevitable.
You can only imagine that he's running Faust. Oh, there it is. That's why he did it. Yeah, imagine that. Mid-season replacements happens. That's a Trace 6.
Oh, baby.
And he's going to pump it up.
And NBN doing the classic here. I mean, they're still going to punish you. You basically have to play 2 games, which is I can't let you score early, but I also can't die. So mid-seasons, to me, strong potential here for a scorched earth. And I want to note before we dive too far into this series, Bradley and Chris are going to be playing a best-of-3 series here.
They are.
Assuming that someone doesn't win 2 games, this will be a 3-game series, so we'll see what happens. And
dude, we're going to show all 3 here, too. That's the important part.
In a single video. We're going on a journey here.
A great journey, Jack. A great journey.
Jack.
Jack. All right, so we got 1 credit for Bradley. We got no credits for Chris. We got a bunch of tags. And now, is it a space race to find that Scorched Earth? Is that really what happens here?
The cool part of this combo happening here is that you can only win so fast against Harpsichord, right?
Absolutely.
So putting that agenda out is that's a brilliant play by Bradley, because a couple things are going to happen, right? Either they're not going to take the agenda and you're going to score the points, or they take the agenda, they're going to be tagged.
And you know what? I'm glad that I set that up so hard for Bradley, too, where I feigned ignorance as to why anyone would ever do that play. And I assure it was completely feigned, audience.
Well, and I think the other part, too, is he's playing against noise, right? So, like...
This is... And honestly, you know what? You'll see a lot of Scorched Earth certainly in our meta and around the country. I think Kill has come back a bit. And it's really because of noise, because the only thing... Like, you can't keep him out anymore. You can't keep him out of servers. He's got 1 million accesses a turn, and now with Faust, he can get into any remote by just discarding cards.
Yeah.
So the only defense you have is to punish him for running, to punish him for actually stealing those points. And of course, NBN mid-seasons, the whole package does that so well. And Noise also has to get set up. He has to get his ASOPs going, his caches going to get enough money. And if he does early running like Chris just did, he won't have the cash to fight off that mid-seasons like a prepaid Kate might. And there we have the Scorched Earth. And it's really, does he have I've Had Worse here or not? And does he hit it? 1, 2, 3, and the 4th.
And gets a 4th. Oh, man.
Oh, there it is.
There's not an I've Had Worse. Does he have another? And he does.
That's it, right?
That's going to be the game. Game 1 to Bradley. And this is why Scorched Earth still gets played, because it does that. It penalizes early running. I mean, Chris didn't have to run and take that agenda. He could have just...
But he did.
But he did. And he put himself in a position where he could be tagged and ultimately paid the price. So flipping the script here, Bradley now running Leela versus Chris's Blue Sun, which...
Don't you love... How about a world where Blue Sun is back in action? Now... I got a story before. I know you had a lot to say about Wayland, Zach, because you're a big Wayland fan. But before this event, Chris comes in. He's probably about 2 months rusty, I think, at this point, because he and I played the first round, and he smoked me.
Is that a pun there with the old scorching?
Yes, actually. And he did. He totally surprised me because of course, like most people who go into a tournament, it's like Wayland isn't exactly on the top of your mind. You're thinking NBN, you're thinking maybe replicating, maybe even a personal evolution.
Those are all the things you're actually thinking.
And then the random, HB efficiency cyborg deck that you just kind of have to get through. But Blue Sun, every once in a while it pops up, and when it pops up at the right time, Chris just brought it to the perfect tournament at the perfect time, and we're gonna get to see him really play this deck out, and it's a good deck doing all the things that you think Wayland should be good at doing, but never can quite get to work.
But he's making it work.
He's making it happen.
Yeah, and so it's so notable that Wayland is in the top game of this qualifier period, Blue Sun or not. I mean, Blue Sun, probably the best of the IDs for Wayland and the one that you've seen do the best across tournaments. But it's really cool for me just to see a Wayland player at all in contention.
And it happens. It happens these days. We got Bradley over on the left. He's running Leela. He dropped an Earthrise Hotel and a Sure Gamble first turn. Pretty strong there. We also have Chris getting an Executive Boot Camp and Daily Business Show out on the board. That's going to make his draw super efficient. An Executive Boot Camp, he's going to be able to go get something that he wants. And when he wants to do that, I'm sure we'll understand. An Executive stays on the board for now. Jackson also there.
Was Daily Business Show in the latest pack?
No, it's been around for a while.
I think Tim has been talking a lot about it lately, so I just feel like it's recent.
It's that card that NBN just didn't need.
But everyone else did.
Yeah, like all cards. But it also is one of those cards that is like the 48 through 50th slot of your deck. You know it needs to be there, and you know it's got to get in, but how many great assets can you actually afford to run? And a lot of NEH decks specifically will push that number because they get incentivized to do that anyway. We got to run on R&D.
Restructure on the top of that deck.
Restructure on the top.
And is it the kind of thing that, in particular in Blue Sun, because you can bounce it back to get the money later, that is really good?
Oh, it's really good.
So that unless they go pay the money to trash it or use an amp counter or something, you're Resonant getting the benefit, and then later you're just going to cash in on it.
Absolutely, yeah. And the crazy thing about it is it's so good. I mean, imagine that you could, at all times in Netrunner, look at the top two cards and draw the one that you want.
Yeah, it seems okay.
It's crazy.
Well, you also then know what's on the top of your deck, too. Mm-hmm. Not only are you getting the card, but you're getting the knowledge.
And you get to tuck agendas down in here. And this is the critical thing, is that this Blue Sun deck, like most Blue Sun decks, is running like none agendas.
Run the old 6-pointer.
It's got a government takeover, It's got a 6-pointer, and then it's got 3-pointers. So you hit one 3-pointer here on this Daily Business Show and throw it to the bottom, the game lasts for 6 hours. I mean, it's like you can't...
You just have time.
Yeah, so Chris has plenty of time to really work these cards and to put it to his advantage. He's got Punitives, he's got Scorched. He's just going to try to punish Bradley. Now, already we see that Bradley's running some craziness.
I was going to say, that's Data Link Reversal,
Yeah,
right?
it's Data Link Reversal.
So what is he planning here? What's the game? What do you... I'm not familiar with Leela
Well, okay,
at all.
so Data Leak, one of my favorite cards from back in the Anatomy days, is that you can tag yourself in some way or get tagged in some way. And if you're tagged, then you can spend an action to discard the top card of the corpse deck.
Okay.
So if you're tagged, you come into your turn, you can just discard the top 4 of the corpse deck forever until they do something about it.
Until they lose or do something about it. But you're tagged.
But you're tagged, so you risk dying and those kinds of things. Now, Bradley's also just played one of the newest cards to make this work, Wireless Net Pavilion, which increases the trash cost of trashing resources. So for
if
him,
you get tagged, now to trash my resources,
for him
you
to trash
more.
the Data Leak, it's even worse. So the whole thing really comes together around this card. And Leela
How much does it increase it?
And Leela's really interesting. It's by 2.
Okay.
So Leela's really interesting in that she can dump some cards into archives, go steal an agenda or 2, and then bounce unres cards using her ability. And then she can start to poke into interesting servers. So she can load up archives, go and run it, get a few agendas, get rid of your ice, and then start running R&D or HQ to try to pull a couple more points, and it just kind of spirals from there. Now, Chris, a great little protection here. He's got that Hadrian's over on the Oversight AI.
Yep.
It comes up for free, and now Bradley's going to see if he can get through there and chuck that.
Because basically if he doesn't...
If you don't, Chris makes some serious cash.
Yeah, he can bounce the Hadrian's, gain 10, right?
Yeah, and does he need it? I mean, he may even want to leave that Hadrian's up, because I'm not even sure that he needs that cash right now.
Well, I would not. Like, if you bounce it, then you can just put it back down.
You can.
And then you can decide to res it if you need to res it.
You can.
Or not.
And
We'll
there's
see.
another Earthrise, looks like.
Now, I feel like you used that card a little bit.
I love Earthrise Hotel.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have some fond memories there.
Yeah, definitely. There's really, I feel like Runner, you've got two ways to go. You've got resources or you've got events, and you kind of do one or the other. And you see Chris now gets the cash from that Hadrian's. Really impressive. Look at this money just roll in. And those are our data tokens.
I was going to
you
say,
guys
look at
watching.
those beautiful credits.
I love them. It's one of our favorite products for sure. If you want a set of those, if you like them better than certainly the stock credits or Bradley's dumb dice over there, then go ahead and pick up a set. Come on over to our website, teamcovenant.com.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
That's what we do.
It's what we do.
And those playmats too. This did take place in Tulsa, and if you're ever around Tulsa, why don't you stop by our store here. We'd love to have you, see you, say hi.
Tim will definitely be jazzed to see
Tim
you.
will be jazzed. Hashtag it.
Hashtag jazzed. All right, so there's no points scored.
Well, Chris thought about making a remote play there and then thought better of it, and we're going to see if that's true.
Is he even trying to score?
Well, no.
He's just trying to
that's
not
the
lose
reality.
and then kill you.
Bradley really has no need to look at anything that isn't advanced twice. And I guess you might think that Blue Sun's running an Atlas that could be overscored with a single advancement, but even then, I just think you don't bother with these remotes. You just need to hammer Blue Sun on the centrals, and he has a particular advantage because he can hammer on the centrals, including archives, with that data leak. He's just got to get tagged, which is very dangerous right now. Drops the medium, going into R&D.
Is he going to go for a glory run here?
Well, he's got one, and he sees... Here's the problem. You just saw Punitive Counterstrike on the top of the deck.
You know what you don't want to do is score 6 points.
So you can't score 6 points. Now, Bradley could make a final run here, but I think he thinks better of this. I don't think he should do this. Get a couple counters on medium, put that pressure on R&D. The Punitive stays. Don't worry about it. He didn't score any points, and drops another net pavilion. So now things are near impossible to trash. He's just got to get some protection up for his Leela. And then he can tag himself and start chucking cards off the top for the rest of the game.
So if you're running into the Blue Sun, no matter really what your deck is, I mean, I know there's particularly the strategy here, but like, what is your game plan? Like, ultimately, you need to score 7 points to win this game.
You do.
And so you really
Just C-Source.
Oh,
Hold
man.
on, Zach. We've got action. C-Source. We got 5 credits on Bradley's side.
So you have to be ahead by 8, right? That's
Yeah,
the
here
weird
comes
math
the
on
tag.
score keys.
Without a doubt. Now, Bradley might not shake this tag if he survives this. Here's a Scorched Earth. And
man.
unless he's running something like I've Had Worse, or
That would
I don't
be
think
a
there's
coup.
anything that he can do. He does. He's running it.
What?
There it is. He's running I've Had Worse. What a great splash.
What? Chris is heartbroken here.
Draws 3, has 4 cards in hand. The
Oh,
second Scorch
beautiful.
will not finish the game here.
That is beautiful.
And
if you're
one-
Bradley, you are just smiling from ear to
And
ear.
one C-Source and Scorch in the discard
you're
pile.
tagged.
Yeah.
And you're tagged.
And you're tagged. We've survived 1 round. And now I think Bradley might just launch an assault here. This is incredible.
Wow. Now you would have to assume that you think there's another Scorched in hand.
It's got to
and
be
you've
laying
seen
around.
Punitive, right?
Yep.
So like you also still have to be super careful.
I think, honestly, you know what? As weird as it sounds, Bradley's best bet may be to try to win this game by milling Chris out completely. Because you run, as the game goes longer and longer, you run the too high of a risk of double Punitive Scorched or Scorched Punitive if you steal even 3 points. So he may just need to sit back knowing that Chris can't really score points. I mean, what's he going to do? And then that puts the onus on Chris to score.
I mean, he does have a pretty tempting just medium roll right here.
He does.
He does. But like the problem in
But
this
what
deck,
if you
right?
score 6?
That's the problem, because you will typically get, even if you get 2 agendas, you're only going to be on 6 points.
6 points, yep.
So like you have to either see the 6-pointer or see 3 agendas, which I don't like those odds.
It's tough,
And you
man.
know, the thing is, Chris isn't scoring. Like, he's so far away from scoring right now. I think I agree. Like, just start trashing stuff, man.
The thing, this has been said many times over, and sometimes it's true, certainly more true than other times. But the corp controls the tempo of the game. So if the corp's not trying to push points out, why are you trying to push points out? You just build your economy. If they're building up, you build up.
Yeah.
The second they try to score, then we actually have to start playing the game. And I think that Bradley's best bet here is to wait for that moment, and I don't think that moment is going to happen.
Well,
And so he's going to be able to just start chucking stuff. I imagine he gets the second Scorched Earth into the archives.
Yeah.
Then Chris is hosed.
Yeah.
He's out of luck.
Man. And see, it's funny because like I would totally in the moment, probably just go for it.
Run
just
it.
Keep pushing.
Well, see, Bradley's pushing here. I don't know why he doesn't just start trashing.
I don't either.
Caduceus, not really what you want to see there.
No, because he's going to get the money back, and then he can bounce Caduceus if he wants.
It's a bummer. That's a bummer. But Chris is going to have to spend some money to keep him out.
No, but he gets the money back from the Caduceus.
He does get money back, but he's got to beat
Caduceus.
He's got to beat the trace because Bradley could pay 5 credits here to beat that Caduceus in the run trace.
But
we'll see if he does.
You almost want him to.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Pay the money.
It's please get on in here.
Pay the man his money.
Now the weird thing that can happen here is if Bradley scores a 6-pointer, first or second click, then it's a wild ride to try to find that last 3-pointer.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy ride, but if he hits it off the medium, then maybe he drops a Mimic, which is in the discard pile, we know, and goes in there. It's only 2 credits away, so he is going to pay to get in.
He pays. This is crazy.
There's a Scorched.
Oh, that's a problem.
He could DLR that one right now, and he scores the government takeover there, or the fancy one, the 3-pointer. High risk investment.
I was wait, that's not the 6-pointer.
High risk investment. So now I think Bradley needs to chuck the card, chuck that top card, get that Scorch in the discard pile.
Get it out of here.
He is tagged. I wonder if surely he knows that, yeah?
I hope he knows he's tagged.
He's got it on him. Is he going to think to do it?
Account
siphon. Okay.
I can be into this.
We're cool.
I can be into this.
All right.
You're taking 5 of Chris's money. You're gaining 10 and 2 tags.
So now he definitely knows that he's tagged.
Now if he doesn't know he's tagged, then he's bigger problems.
There's serious problems here.
He does have beautiful tags.
There we go. DLR. Okay, Scorch is out of here. See you later.
That's beautiful.
Bradley's got to feel so safe. Remember now, if Chris draws that Scorched, the game is over because he's got 2 Scorched at that point, and Bradley's got 3 tags. There's no way to get over it. So, man, what a great great draw. But with 2 daily business show on top, you could draw into another punitive.
Oh man, Bradley's running the hand. I'd be so nervous.
Just spiderweb, no big deal.
And the important part here too is that Bradley has money. Which is going to make things like double punitive not a thing.
Yeah, right now, double punitive not even an option.
Yeah, I really dig that account siphon there. I forget how, there was an era where I played a lot of account siphons, and I haven't been there in a while because I've been playing Kit, but,
it's time to come back.
I remember that card being incredible.
Siphons, say what you will about meta changing and whatnot, it's still so good. It's still so good.
There are moments where 10 credits for 5 is correct.
Yeah. I'll take a 15 swing.
You want to do this? Yeah, it's good math. It's not for every matchup for sure, but
no. But look at Data Leak Reversal right here with the double net pavilion. It's just essentially untrashable.
You want to pay 6?
It's just
and a click.
And maybe you do. Maybe that's what Chris should do because he's got a long game ahead of him.
Yeah, I don't know. So Bradley whittling out some points here. He's forcing the tempo a little bit.
He's making it happen.
He's got to feel real good. He smoked Chris in that first game with Scorched. Now he's sitting on 3, and I feel like he's looking pretty good. You always have to fear dying, but I feel okay about this.
Yeah, you should feel okay about it.
There, Lucky Find.
Should feel real good about it.
What card is that?
Where's that?
They both drew for that card that Bradley played.
Oh, that's the investment seminar. So that's that new Fist card that has both players draw 3 cards.
That seems okay.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah, because it forces the corp to draw the cards.
It's unbelievable. In fact, many people are calling it the best criminal card that's come out in the past year.
That's good because in a weird turn of events, they need it.
Yeah, I know. Didn't it feel good to say that though?
What is going on here? So many cards. Choices haven't been made.
Bradley's having to discard down.
All right, Chris putting some cards on the bottom of the deck.
We still got that medium on 3, which is great. That puts a nice, that's a sealing the game kind of pressure where if you need it, you can go try to get that last agenda on 4 cards. If you happen to steal one off the remote or snipe one out of HQ, you can just try to finish the game right up.
All right, Chris installing a card here.
Oh, now we got
some play happening.
Now we gotta look. Yeah, we gotta take a look here. What's behind there? Is it going to be advanced? Does it matter?
And
is it a trap?
Assuming we can find that government takeover, Bradley's on game. game
Oh,
point.
easily.
So, like,
Yeah.
Chris has to be, unless he knows it's on the bottom of his deck, I'd be a little nervous.
You have to be more than a little nervous
Yeah.
with that card. But that's kind of the beauty of that card. And we got a Executive Boot Camp, looks like, being trashed. And we're going to go search.
Shoot. So now that everything that was on the bottom of the deck is going to get wild here.
Yes. And Jackson comes out.
That's a good card. That way, if the Government Taker goes to the discard pile, you can not take that risk.
Yeah, you've got some defense against it right there.
Although, getting Jackson, maybe, is that a sign that it's in the archives?
I don't know.
Like, where are you going to put Jackson to keep him safe?
It could be a sign that Chris is just needing to draw some cards. It could be that there is some problems in the archives. Maybe he wants to get those Scorches back into the deck.
That's
since looks like Bradley is... He just cleared all those tags, though, didn't he? Did he do that? He no longer has tags on him.
It looks like he's detagged.
I completely missed that.
The money's gone, the tags are gone. That's what it was. All that wild stuff was happening. They were drawing cards and tags were going
Okay, so
away.
that was his last turn. So that makes things fascinating for me.
Yeah, so now we don't have data link reversal online. So that's a thing. You think that's Jackson over there?
Well,
Smells like Jackson. Looks like Jackson.
There's the old draw 3.
But you're going to make him...
It's either Jackson or it's a great bluff, you know?
It's just a 3-pointer.
Just an Atlas over there.
Oh, that'd be incredible. Unfortunately, unlike Indian, the agendas that you can just score on a single turn are not quite as impressive.
Not quite as high, and they're certainly not Astro scripts. I'll tell you that.
All right, Bradley getting some money here. Sure gamble. Paid off.
Another
hotel.
Earthrise. Man, he's drawing out. And Bradley's wanting to set up the lock with this deck. He's probably wanting to get another Net Pavilion. And I actually haven't seen these decks completely in action, so I'm actually gonna pay a lot of attention to how this works. This is actually a style of deck that is now a thing. The Data Leak Reversal, you can run it out of a lot of different builds. Leela is the preferred one right now, I believe. And it does some work. It's one of these late game kind of powerhouse decks that kind of sets up this lock. And will it get set up?
Yeah, I mean, you're basically... That's crazy.
There goes Jackson, putting 3 back in. We're going to do a C-Source.
Let's see how...
Bradley might be doing that to himself. He might not even need that tag. And some Scorch and a face down.
All right.
What I can only assume is the other Scorch. Given that Chris has now basically said, hey, this is my win condition. I just want you to know.
Oh, nice. He put a little moneymaker behind there.
Yeah, little Adonis.
Those guys are pretty good out of Blue Sun, I hear.
They are. Cyborg power. Cyborg shower.
That'll be a fun time in human existence when that's real.
Yeah, right? I think we're dealing with, I honestly think, I've said this a million times, our generation will be having to deal with, like, cyborgs marrying humans.
Like the morality and issues that come along with, like, cyborgs versus the
I think that'll be our
past
theme.
15,
Because,
20
like,
years.
everyone older than us, we're like, why can't these people just understand how not a problem this everything that we're dealing with is? And then it's like, when I'm old, I'll be like, no, cyborgs
Humans.
can't get married.
Humans. They
Humans
are
only.
sentient.
Yeah, I'll be Edward Kim, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's a good look for you.
It would be a good look, except I'd like both my arms. All right, so now we have an install and advance twice, and hold on to the phone here. Everything has just changed.
Yeah.
We can't take a break, Zach.
This is a real game.
We started talking about things.
Yeah.
We got sidetracked, and now here we are staring down a board that actually matters significantly. Can Chris score out a 3-pointer here?
Or is that just a total bluff?
Oh, just a total. It could just be a total bluff. It could just be a
awesome if
cerebral.
like
It could be a
a
cerebral.
or what? I mean, some trap. Like, it'd be hilarious.
I don't think Bradley wants to look at this card at all.
That's the thing. I think Chris knows that it's just free points. Because, like, if Bradley runs it, you know he's got punitive happening.
Yeah.
And so, like, this is the Blue Sun way. You can't.
I love that it's a psychological game at this point.
It's like come and get it. Like,
I know that it's too risky for you. It's
Yeah.
too risky for you to
And
come
it's like,
look
who
at
knows
this.
what that ice is?
All right, here we go. So we've got, what is that? Security testing. We got another data leak reversal. So it's getting untenable at this point.
So is the multiple data link just like even more reason not to trash the first one?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Pace 6 accomplished nothing. Pace 6 accomplished nothing. Now, Bradley's looking for Fall Guys, too. That's kind of the final piece of this combo, because Fall Guy, you can trash instead of something else that's going to be trashed.
Ah,
so it's
that
like
would
Pace
be-
6,
oh, God.
Fall Guy.
That's annoying.
Pace 6, Fall Guy. Pace 6, Data Leak.
All right,
Everything- and then
cleaners getting
Cleaners gets out.
scored.
That's actually significant.
That's huge extra
is-
damage when
That
you
is
do damage.
actually very significant. No longer can the I've had worse say Bradley. He's going to need to double down on some Plascretes here. Cleaners is a huge score for Chris here.
Wow.
What a great
Yep.
gamble.
And that's I mean, it's just beautiful because like you can't, if you're Bradley, going to get a 3-pointer is doing nothing for you but maybe killing you.
What a great gamble.
But the flip of that is if you just give it to him, it could be a cleaners.
Yep.
And that could make your life way
Yeah,
harder.
and it is.
Now Chris is almost out of deck there. That's looking pretty tiny.
All right, here we go. We're going to see 4 cards here. We see a Scorched. Punitive. Oh, goodness. Help us. That's a C-Source and a Restructure.
Wow.
Just all the cards that you're worried about, really.
You can't trash enough of those. What do you want to do? Trash 3 and give him a restructure on the top of that?
Yeah,
deck?
Bradley kind of looking at how this is going to go. Pulls a Utopia Shard. That's solid. He can force the discard here. So that means that, Chris plays a C-Source. Maybe he launches a Scorched, and then Bradley can make him discard 2 and hopefully nab any other damage he
Any of
has
the
in his
damage
hand.
cards? Ah, that's wild. Medium.
Yeah, just digging, man.
I think I don't want to score right here now.
I'm scared. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm terrified. But also, you just ran, so what if he has a C-Source in hand and one Scorched Earth, right?
Yeah, I don't know. You see one more card at this point?
I think Bradley's trying to get the game here somehow, but it's going to be tough.
Just score the 6-pointer, maybe? Let's see
You
if
can
he
always
gets it.
score the 6-pointer.
Restructure, here we go. Card,
Toll
Toll
Booth.
Booth. 2 cards, restructure.
And restructure. Not happening.
Well, now you know there's not points there.
Oh, mercy.
I bet you that 6-pointer is in Chris's hand.
Yeah, it's either on his hand or it's at the very bottom from those daily business shows, because you've had 2 of those running the entire game.
Well, he did the search a card, shuffle your
He
deck.
did, yeah, you're right.
So who knows? But I bet it's in his hand.
Yeah,
If I were a betting man.
yeah, that's fair.
Ah, that's brutal. That cleaners is so
Man,
killer,
Bradley having to
man.
make choices here.
Yep. I think he's got 1 click left. Do you see another card? I don't. I draw. There you go.
Well, that forces the 2 Scorch to be in hand. As long as he has 5 cards, 1 Scorch will take 5 due to cleaners, and he's got to have 2. Daily business show now. Ooh. He actually, that's interesting, right? So he has to choose between Scorch Earth and Punitive on that Deebs. He got a C-Source in hand there. So here comes the tag.
Yep. Man.
I think, yeah. Bradley had a lot of accesses here. He just needed to see 6 points, but it's so hard.
He only needed a C6.
It's so hard.
All right, let's see. He's going to be able to discard 2 at random from Chris's hand, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Let's see what happens.
That's a
We got
trash
5
ability.
damage coming. Oh, yeah, the
There's the
Plascretes.
I've had worse. Oh, but the cleaner stops it. So now he needs to pump that Utopia Shard. And he may just miss it here.
He had Plascretes.
Yeah, in hand, though. Yeah, he didn't play it. That's it.
Oh,
The
man.
second Scorched. So what ultimately...
Yep,
All
that's
right,
it.
yeah, so Bradley basically saying I should have used the Utopia Shard, I think.
Ah, yeah, that's just a mistake.
Just misses it. Looking at what would have been that last run, he would have got 1 cleaners, and that was it.
Wouldn't have been enough. All right, so here we are, game 3.
We weren't satisfied with that, so we had these guys play one more just to go ahead and see who's the true champion here. So Bradley and Chris facing off for the 3rd time. Harpsichord on the left, Noise on the right. We have a similar opening. Cash comes in, easy money, discards a card from Bradley's deck. It's just classic. And now you have to wonder, right? Having lost the first game to Scorched Earth, as Chris did,
You a little more nervous here?
do you run anything? And that's the thing. Ultimately, like, there's the Beal, which
All
means
right.
there's probably an Astro under there.
Seen this
If
game
I'm a
before.
betting man. Or there's mid-seasons to really punish this.
Well, Chris has money right now, so
Plays the Aesops, yeah.
that's good for him.
That's good for him as long as he survives this next turn.
It'd have to go really bad for him not to survive,
I mean,
right?
it's just a sweep away. Oh, no, there's the Astro. Yep.
Choo-choo.
Nicely done.
That train is a-rolling.
Nicely done. Okay, so we'll see if we get some points scored here.
This could be a good old game of Netrunner.
The weird thing is that noise is such a good response to everything. And then NBN is such a great response to noise because it's fast and it can kill you. So NBN continues to dominate this meta because it just has all the answers.
Yep.
That's a big problem that we're running into.
It's good.
Then again, we did just see Blue Sun sweep the floor.
House, yeah. So saw the scorched earth on the top of the deck there. There it goes. There goes the scorch.
So that's going to slow that Astro train down quite a bit.
Yep.
I mean, Bradley might be better off just randomly accessing or purging virus counters. There's a sweep tweak. That's good. Chris might want to go to 4 here.
Also, how about NBN having the 1-cost card that makes money off your opponent having cards?
It's insanity.
And then punishing you for
it's really
doing
crazy.
Anything. It's good. It's good stuff. Sweeps.
There it is. Hedge fund, basically.
Without having to have 5.
Yeah, for free.
All right, 2 cards coming in.
Bradley plays 2 more out. So is this another Beal Astro question mark? Sells the cash because it doesn't matter. Those cards are installed, not coming out of hand. I mean, it's kind of nice to leave the cash out there, but I think
cash. It's a.
I'm sorry. Clot.
You were talking about the right card.
I was talking about the right card. I was using the wrong word. Thank you, Zach. I just don't know. This game might not go long enough. It may be better to actually have the money to fight mid-seasons than it is.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's a Sand.
Behind a pop-up window.
Boy, talk about discarding your clot and then finding a Sand. That's just a real bummer.
Yeah.
And he had to trash it.
Oh, man, using Jackson.
He uses Jackson for all the cards.
Gonna get the Scorch back probably and the 2 face downs and the Sand there.
Okay, now I want you to pause here for a second, Zach.
All right, I'm paused.
All right, pause and just think about where the game is right now after a couple of turns of play. Chris is netting -1 credits from 5, started with 5, is -1, has an ASOPs installed, nothing else.
And 2 points.
And 2 points. Bradley, 2 points, one of which is an Astro. Pop-up window resed, 6 credits. So it's still, I mean, we've kind of been tussling about a little bit, but there's not a clear advantage here. Now, we are going into Bradley's turn, so we're kind of resetting the clock here. And I don't know who I like more at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if Chris had run on the pop-up window Astro on the first turn, this would, I would say it's a winning side of the equation for him. But Bradley having that Astro train rolling.
Astro kind of is worth about 5 points.
Yep. Now, Chris has a second card here.
The Street Peddler.
Yeah.
I like having you on commentary because you're an observer of Netrunner, but you don't play as competitively as Tim and I. So it's really nice to, especially for like a lot of the audience that might not know a lot of these cards.
For sure.
Street Peddler, it's an incredible new ANRPC card.
You put 3 cards in, you can install 1 or something.
0 cost, install it, take the top 3 cards, put them on Street Peddler, and then you can install them, one of them for -1 cost, and then trash the rest.
And so you just got a daily cast.
Yeah, there you go.
Seems okay.
And it's the window too is the key. It's a cost, so you can do it at any point, like during a run.
That's cool. So you can install all kinds of terror. Clone chip, right?
Yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
it's like clone chip.
Well, there's clone chip is.
And there it is. Yeah.
it's literally there.
A clone chip and
which
a clone chip.
is good with that clot and that discard pile, eh?
Very good. Yep, very good. And that's a good bit of pressure that Chris needs to put on here.
I know. I play a lot of NEH, and so I get nervous when I see a clone chip clot because it's like, I can't really just install Advance anymore.
You've got to slot the clot.
You got to get rid of it.
You've got to do it. And look at, how far the game has come. It's so interesting to me. If we were to go back and watch, like the original finals from Worlds or something.
2012. Yeah.
Scoring any points out of nonsense servers with a pop-up window up on top and no central ice would just be insane.
Yep.
I mean, it wouldn't even be possible. And here we have a dare right now.
Yeah, so Bradley has money, and that could be any number of agendas, right? It could even just be a breaking news, which would be beautiful. If Chris doesn't score it, on the next turn you could just use your advancement counter and then go for the kill.
Looks an awful lot like a breaking news to Steven.
But because Chris is behind on money, it puts him in a weird position because if he scores it, Bradley could easily lay into like a mid-seasons for a bunch of tags and just have him tagged for a long time, get rid of the ASOPs and really start shutting him down.
Now Chris could have trashed something with that Aesop's, but
Is that an imp?
didn't. That's an imp. Yeah.
I like imp.
So
Imp
gonna
is good
go for the scorch here. He's gonna try to find that scorch and trash it. Don't trash
use it
the
on
wraparound.
that. Ah.
No, Chris, no.
I would trash the agenda. I would go in and look at breaking news and trash that.
There's a lot of good options here, Zach.
Why did you trash that random card? And there's a Jackson.
I don't think Chris is even thinking about this. I don't think he sees that breaking news over there at all.
Oh my word!
It's about to happen though.
That's so breaking. It's such a breaking news.
You and I both know. We both played this deck.
It's like come and get it, and if you don't, you're dead. If you do, you're dead.
All right, let's see if we were right.
You could have trashed it if it's breaking news, man.
Bradley actually, or maybe he was bluffing it, and Chris just said, "I don't believe you. I don't believe that this is what you're doing."
Chris is a genius. All right, sweepsies. What is it? Maybe it could be an APD too. I've done that.
No, just a Beal.
Just a Beal.
So Chris says,
"Gosh,
I don't buy that bluff," and he didn't buy it.
That's incredible. I mean,
he didn't buy it. I mean, Bradley obviously did that, hoping for him to steal the Beal. Probably clinched up when he saw that imp come out. Oh man, Zach, this is insane.
Man, I that looks such like a breaking news play if I've ever seen one, and it's not.
It's exactly what it is. It's such a breaking news play. Oh man, what a game!
Yeah,
what a game!
Here we go, hitting the hand again. Imping ain't easy.
No.
And I mean,
man, Chris is just imping so hard. Maybe he wants to bring it back out with that clone chip.
I was gonna say,
there's the scorched, and there's the scorched.
Look what you've done! Look what you've done! I mean, the thing is, I think the reality is he wants to sell the imp to Aesop to get the money and then be able to get it back if he wants.
He wants to empty it as soon as possible.
Just use them like you're just trashing stuff. But at the same time, it's like, what are you?
But the timing is very unfortunate. Yeah, the timing is very unfortunate.
Ugh.
Very unfortunate.
All right,
Bradley. Are we doing the breaking news
there
play
it
again?
Is. All right, if you got to stop it, Chris. Chris, you got to stop it.
Sell the imp, and then bring it back with the clone chip.
Then go see the agenda.
He's bringing in a clot.
Bradley advanced that card twice.
Yeah.
Selling the imp. Here we go.
I'd like to go back. I'd like to see the timing on that. I think. So Chris brought that clot in. I mean,
I think he brought it in on Bradley's turn. So that Bradley couldn't use the Astro counter.
That's how it should work. But if Bradley has advanced that card twice, then the minute he lands that second advancement, he can immediately Astro counter it, and it's good.
What is that wildness?
Explodapalooza. Whenever it's accessed, the corp gains 5 credits.
What?
Can you believe that?
Come on now.
I know, yeah. That's a newer agenda.
How many points is it?
It's 2. It's 4-2.
Man.
It replaces an APD in most of these decks.
So score it and pay me 5.
Yeah, mid-seasons gets insane. This is getting crazy, Zach. This is not at all like we're so off base with how we thought this game was going.
Oh man, I don't even know what's happening.
I was selling that imp and bringing it back and trashing the Palooza to not get mid-seasoned. But nothing's there it is. There's a C-Source. So mid-season doesn't matter at all. I think people are switching to C-Source because of Film Critic, which is where you can host an agenda instead of stealing it.
Yeah.
That's a new thing.
Yeah, it's good.
So Chris is now in Clinch Town. That's what we call this.
Well,
does he have I've had worse or not?
That's the grand question.
1, 2, 3,
4.
Still 4? No.
No, I've had worse. And that is the game. Congratulations to Bradley on winning the best of 3 here. Wow.
Goodness gracious, guys. This is the killingest thing that I've yet seen. That's just a lot of death.
Is that 3 scorches?
Yeah, 3 scorch kills.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't know it, Tulsa's a fan of Scorched Earth, so
all right.
Welcome to the party.
Yeah, we are hosting the finals of the HAC Qualifier. That's what, December 5th?
Or divisional qualifier, yeah. So the first weekend in December.
We're going to have a big Netrunner weekend. Anyone who wants to come can come. We'll have plenty of tournaments, side tournaments.
And Friday night's a last chance qualifier, so you can qualify for the big event.
Last chance qualifier. And if you don't, then come anyway. We'll be doing all sorts of stuff. It's not just about whoever qualifies. It's about the whole Netrunner community getting together. And bring your Plascretes, because apparently that's what we do around here.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We have more Netrunner, of course, always on the way. And if you want to support us, we have data tokens for sale, which you've seen here in these games. And also, perhaps more importantly, Covenant subscriptions, one of our absolute favorite things to do. Get every data pack and box delivered to your door for a simple price. You get charged, we send it to you. You don't have to do a thing.
Never sign up, never think about it again, and help us do what we do.
No hassle. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you again.